Oh. Well,
Hi.
You said when you're ready.
I said, all right. Well, hold on. Here's the intro.
Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello, and welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored. This is our off-air podcast that we do 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We stream it live around 10:30 or so on the Miguel and Holly and the Hits 961 Facebook page. Also on the Miguel and Holly YouTube channel. You can check out a lot of videos there. Also, check out our other podcasts like Miguel and Holly Full Show Podcast, Miguel and Holly's Blown Off, Miguel and Holly's Queen City Confessions. And please, please, please leave us a review on Apple Podcast or whatever platform you listen on. All right, we got to hit a lot of things today. We're going to go fast and hard. For the first one, Producer Kelvin.
Yes.
Pull up the picture and describe what you just showed us off the air that you saw on your Instagram.
Okay, yeah, and so randomly I was scrolling. This isn't somebody that I follow. And the caption says, "Oh, yeah."
Holly, describe it.
It is the Kool-Aid Man, but the Kool-Aid pitcher is only his head. The rest of his body is this red, ripped bodybuilder of a Kool-Aid Man. Go swipe to the next one. Don't be shy. And the next one
Is back.
is the Kool-Aid Man's ass. Like these big old round butt cheeks full of Kool-Aid. And I'm like,
It
come
looks
on.
good.
No, it does
Would
It
you
looks delicious. You wouldn't drink?
would you drink the Kool-Aid Man, Producer
Not-
Kelvin?
not that Kool-Aid Man.
I would. 100%.
Why are his nipples a little bit wonky?
Yeah.
They
Wait,
look
does
like they.
Kool-Aid come out of his nipples?
Think a little lower.
No.
All right, so I
Ah.
promise you, if you listen to the podcast and you've never watched it, please go back and watch this.
No, or just Google it. I'm sure it's somewhere.
I don't know if you could, to be
I'm doing it. I'm
Wait,
doing it right now.
what's the Instagram account, Kelvin?
It's I think My Erotica.
My
No.
erotica.
Oh, it says Oh My Erotica. No weird spelling. It's just OH My Erotica.
and
Okay,
that and
well.
you follow that?
No, I do not. I do
Mm.
not. One of your friends actually from here in the Queen City follows them.
Oh God, I don't know if I'm gonna.
One of your friends, actually, one of your close friends.
I don't see one that is quite like that on the Google, but there is a lot of something on the Google homepage.
Jesus Christ. Well, there you go. All right, that was the first topic. What is that?
It's a cloud.
Is
A
that a
cloud?
cloud that looks like a stripper? Come on now.
It's weird. I
What
love
the
it.
hell?
Like,
is
this is
going on?
why America and no, not
Parents-
America, society is going to hell in a handbasket.
This is why you need to patrol what your kids are doing on the internet.
Because they're looking at the Kool-Aid Man with his butt cheeks out.
That-
With that being said, Kelvin, real quick,
Yes.
this is for behind the scenes.
Oh,
Write out for me all the game information that I need to say when we get to that part.
absolutely.
Okay, thank you. So before we get to a game we're gonna play here, I sent Holly and producer Kelvin this a meme that I ran across the other day about the fan theory behind the Rugrats.
Okay.
And I wanted to spend a couple of seconds talking about it because it was the saddest yet most interesting thing that I've seen on the internet. And I was
that
like,
is so sad.
so you know the Rugrats, the little babies that could talk, and on Nickelodeon for millennials, that was like do 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 do.
However that song goes, you know.
Um,
Tommy Pickles and
Mhm.
Chucky and Phil and Lil and Angelica.
they even had a movie back in the 90s with it.
Oh,
that
there was a movie?
yeah, you may have been like that. May have been like once you got out of it.
That was too. I was technically already too old, but I
Mm.
was in it because I had a brother. I have a brother who's
Mm.
8 years younger. So
Yes.
I knew about it. I was invested.
Here's the fan theory behind Rugrats. Rugrats, all the babies are dead and or imaginary figures. All the Rugrats are dead and figments of Angelica's imagination. Chucky, the anxious redhead, died with his mother, which explains why his father, Chaz, is such a mess. The main character, Tommy, was a stillborn, and his death had a lasting effect on his father. Stu's obsession with making toys stems from the trauma of losing his son. As for Phil and Lil, the twins with slightly ambiguous genders, their mother, Betty, had an abortion. Knowing that Betty was pregnant and then not, Angelica didn't know the sex of the baby and thus created twins to include both sexes.
I mean, is it any wonder that she's such a bitch? She's dealing with severe trauma and PTSD.
That is true.
I
That makes
mean,
sense.
so I'd be like,
Yeah, we on one today already. It's not even 10 minutes into this podcast.
where did that come? I'd be like,
I feel like because we use it online and sometimes the online vernacular comes
out.
Yes.
And then you like, I'd be like, so TV shows and movies, they put so much thought behind everything. That's why I love watching, especially on the HBO shows, where they'll do like a inside the episode or they'll interview like the costume designers or the set people, and they are so meticulous about what each scene looks like, or the things that you don't even think about, or how the extras are staged or whatnot. And those are things that we as a normal people that take in all these shows, we never think about that stuff, but there's always that much thought put in behind it. So I wouldn't put it past these people that like that would be how Rugrats came about.
I don't think so.
It's a kid show. I don't know.
It was. I do think genuinely it was just about babies, but I do think that that's an interesting concept that you could potentially explain. You know,
where it came about.
The plot works. The
Right.
plot works as a secondary alternate universe with that theory, but I don't think that was the original concept.
Or I mean, go ahead, Kelvin.
I was gonna say Winnie the Pooh has had the same situation or the same thought process about Eeyore being representing depression, for example.
Like all the different characters, like Piglet's anxiety
Yes.
and all of that stuff, or who maybe it's Rabbit, whatever. But yeah, I've seen that too. I don't know. That one rings a little more true, like
storybook.
It would be interesting, like if someone on like HBO or Showtime like took this fan theory and got the intellectual property, the IP for it, and made like a HBO version live action of Rugrats.
Live action,
But like it's an HBO show, so it's not a kid show at all. That would be fascinating. Or to see like where all the Rugrats are as adults.
They
had that.
They have that.
Oh, they do?
They've done
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Like
they
a
did
real, or is it a fan or a real
No,
thing?
They were in
it's real.
college, right?
Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
real thing. Like Tommy Pickles is all grown up and the
Yeah.
twins.
Oh
and
my
all
God.
that.
I think it's called All Grown Up.
Yeah,
It was a good
I-
one. I loved
I
it.
think I watched it, and it wasn't like it was that long ago. Was it?
Mm,
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, they did that.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, that would be interesting to watch, because anything like that where the kids are like small and then they show them grown up, I always find that super fascinating.
I
Yeah.
know, me too. I
All
love
Grown
stuff
Up.
like that.
2003, 5 seasons.
Oh, it was a show? I thought it was
Yeah.
a movie.
No.
Oh, well,
show.
2003, that's when I went to college and stopped taking
Stop
insult.
effing around with baby shit.
No, I like stopped all pop culture for like my first 2 years of college, because I was
Same.
in this little tiny town in South Georgia where we didn't have cable. Or no, one of my roommates, because he had money, he had cable in his dorm room, because that's also how I was able to watch the Britney, Christina, Madonna kiss. Because we went to his dorm room, because you had to pay extra for cable in your room. And we were
no,
like,
they gave us cable.
no,
which was
not
nice.
in South Georgia, girl. You had to pay extra. So my mom was like, well,
Not getting
she wasn't paying.
cable.
I was paying
Yeah.
for it, and I was like, I got no money.
Yeah, we saw pop culture events, but I was also in a bubble. Like, I feel like pop culturally, except we did surface every Wednesday for Dawson's Creek. We did. But I really also feel like I was in a bit of a pop culture hole. Because it was Ada, Ohio, middle of nowhere. And so we were like, what's going on? Except for big cultural events like the Britney, Christina, Madonna thing, or oh God, what was I just gonna say? When I was a senior, we were, I think, illegally getting HBO at our house. And so that's when I started watching Sex and the City. And we also got VH1, and we could watch those shows that I loved. And I saw something online about them recently. It was like,
Flavor of Love.
I love the 70s. No,
Mm,
not
mhm.
Flavor of Love.
Okay.
I don't
Not
like
those.
that. It was called like I love the 70s, I love the 80s, I love the 90s, which they had just started, but like
Mhm.
I learned so much about the 70s and 80s pop culturally, and I could use it in context more by watching those shows.
Mhm.
I loved them. That's where I
Mhm.
started calling cocaine the cocaina, because I learned it from I Love the 70s, because they had a big thing on why coke got big. But they were so good. I would watch them again now because
Yeah.
they didn't have that. Like, we didn't have the internet that we did, but it's not the way it is now. Or like there's no social media, so you couldn't get commentary on stuff like that. And they had these comedians giving commentary on pop culture stuff, and
Mhm.
Remember
they
those
were
shows.
so flawlessly put together.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
do
Sort of
remember
on the
those.
same bent like that. They had a documentary on CNN for like several years where there was like the 60s, and it would be several episodes where it'd be like what the political life was like in the 60s, what pop culture was like, what TV, movies, and so then they did like every decade, like every year there'd be a new series, the 60s,
Yeah.
the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. I think they even had, like the latest one they did a few years ago was the 2000s. So if you
Ooh.
have a CNN or even the app or whatever, because who knows with all the consolidation where you could find it now, but I think it's probably on Max now, because Max has an HBO or a CNN tab on it where you can go and see the documentaries there.
Okay.
Would you guys watch the True Hollywood Stories as well?
Yes. Oh my
I felt like
gosh.
they would update the ending sometimes, because I'm like, wait, that just happened.
I think
yes.
they would. I think
Yeah.
they would.
It was the True Hollywood Story and VH1's Behind the Music.
Behind the
Mhm.
Music.
That was so good. Those documentaries about the artist, that was always so interesting.
Again, it was like before social media, and you could really see into celebrities. So you were it was like fascinating. Those things. Yeah.
Zinda said, have you heard of the fan theory for Finding Nemo? I have not.
No.
I feel like Zenda, I feel like maybe it's like tickling my brain just on the side. Is it possibly that like Marlin loses everyone in that opening scene, including there is no Nemo, and he just imagines the whole thing? Is that what it is? Or am I
Good Lord.
super off base?
If someone knows it, copy and paste in the comments and we'll read it. And then Corey said, look at Disney and all of the hidden innuendos within.
Yeah.
Is that
They're
like
all connected. All the movies are connected. Because just for example, my favorite one to watch, and Maya's favorite one, is in Frozen. I think it's Frozen yes. In Frozen, when they're going to Elsa's coronation, you can briefly catch a glimpse of Rapunzel and Flynn Rider walking up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If you pay super close, you have to it's barely a second. And of course, it's her, spoiler for Tangled. It's like it's Rapunzel with short brown hair and Flynn. And so clearly in the universe, that movie has already happened and they're already together. And then they're going to Elsa's coronation as a couple.
That would be
those kind of
fascinating.
Easter eggs is pretty cool.
I thought he was talking about like sexual innuendo within Disney movies. I caught one.
It might be.
I caught one. It wasn't sexual though, but it was in Inside Out, and I was watching it with my niece. And at one point, one of the little emotions, if you guys haven't seen the movie, but
love Inside Out. It's one of my absolute favorites.
The emotions are all talking to each other, and they were like, man, there's so many bears in San Diego or San Francisco. And then one of the other emotions was like, I don't think that's the kind of bears you're talking about. And I was like, did anybody? What? They're not talking about.
So no,
it's like a little
nod to the gays, to the adults.
Yeah.
Zinda said, so Nemo in Latin is nothing. Marlin is having a psychotic break from the loss of his wife and kids. So he's essentially wandering around in a state of depression.
But wait, does Nemo exist or no, Zinda? Because that's kind of what I'm thinking. But Nemo
it looks
might
like
be
because he's lost his wife and kids, so he's
all of them are gone, and Nemo is nothing. Nemo does not exist, and the whole movie is his psychotic break. That is so tragic.
That is fascinating. Wow.
Oh,
yep. And Zinda said no, he does not.
Okay,
exist.
yeah, I have heard that is bizarre.
Sad.
I love these little weird alternate things.
From all this sadness too. Mind the gap. Mind the gap. Mind the gap. Mind the gap. So this is another game we are playing thanks to spinmastergames.com. For
Thanks, y'all.
Yes, hit up spinmastergames.com for we played If You Know, You Know, Would You Rather. Now they have another game you can play, and this is where, because the other ones got a little adult, and maybe you're like, well, I'm going over to grandma's house for Easter. I don't know if I want to play that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, this one is for everyone. It's a trivia game for the generations. So we can't play the game like they have an actual really cool board.
Ooh, this is cool if you're with all your family.
Yeah,
You got some boomers, you got some Gen Xers, you got some millennials, some Gen Z.
You can
Alpha.
see the board there, which is really cool. So there's like a whole thing where you can go around the board game, but then
Man, that is cool.
in the instructions, it does say that if you just want to do the questions, they've added 1,000 all new questions and 50 new challenges. You can use it as an expansion to this game, or throw it in the back for instant conversation starters on any road trip, get together, or reunion.
Love that.
Yeah. Mind the Gap by Spin Master Games. So I thought we'd do a little trivia. So for me, I'm going to read the question. It could be any of us because the answer's on the back, so I can't see it. So I don't know. I'm just going to pull them randomly.
Okay.
What's really cool is they have like the card questions and like and for millennials,
it looks like an iPod thing. Yeah.
And then for boomers,
Oh, the Pink Floyd symbol. Okay.
and then for Gen X,
It's a cassette tape.
One of them.
And then for Gen Z, iPhone.
Your iPhone.
Of course.
Yep. And so each of these 4 little packs, the trivia questions are for that generation. But if you play the board game, you're supposed to all be on it. Like you get with your grandma as a millennial, and then maybe you have a sister with another millennial or Gen Z or whatever, or Gen Xer. And so then you all sort of play together to get the questions right.
So you got to have a
Fun.
team with like at least one representative of our generation.
And it's called Mind the Gap by spinmastergames.com.
Super cool.
All right. So let's play the millennial one. Actually, I'll pull from millennial and well, should we do millennial, Gen Z, and Gen X? Since
Yes,
Holly, you're kind of bordering a little bit.
I am. In fact, when I was young, I thought that I was Gen X because they hadn't really formed the millennials yet. Like they
Right.
didn't tell us what we were. So I was like, oh, I get to be cool like Gen X. And then they're like, no, not so fast. Okay.
Nah.
So that's when they were like, oh, you're a millennial. But then now my generation is called like the Zennials, where it's like 1 foot in Gen X, 1 foot in millennials.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, throw them in for me.
Absolutely. So then Kelvin, you're like a little bit closer to Gen Z than we are. So you can pull in that half. And I'm just squarely right in the millennial.
Miguel is the most millennial.
All right. Let's start with Gen X and let's see whoever knows the answer. Just say your name. All right. Name 3 of the 4 original Charlie's Angels actresses from 1976 to 1981.
Oh my God. That's
Who can get this one?
too Gen X-y for me.
Farrah Fawcett.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, Farrah Fawcett
is
was
it
one.
Jacqueline?
Goldie
Somebody?
Hawn.
No, Goldie Hawn was not.
No.
I was Jacqueline somebody.
Jacqueline Smith.
Jacqueline Smith.
Mhm,
Yes. And Farrah Fawcett, I think. Was.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Kate Jackson and Cheryl Ladd.
Oh,
Mhm.
well.
All right. Here's another one on this card for the Gen Xers. What early computer game was designed to teach students about the realities of 19th century pioneer life?
That was Oregon Trail.
That's correct.
Yes.
Look at
you
that,
could die of
buddy.
dysentery. I think they had that in our 4th grade classroom, but
I remember that was a fun time.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm pulling from the Gen Z card, okay?
Mhm.
What type of video encourage others to do goofy or funny acts and upload them to YouTube?
What kind of goofy video?
What type of video encourage others to do goofy or funny acts and upload them to YouTube?
What's the name of that?
Oh, it's just challenge videos.
Oh,
Okay.
That's what it's called.
okay.
Uh,
I mean, that does make sense because that's what Maya will say. Yeah.
what word derived from a high-end fashion brand could have meant good or chill or awesome?
Gucci?
That's correct.
Yeah,
Gucci.
Gucci.
Come on, Gen Z or Holly.
I have a wide-ranging. I bet you could ask me a boomer question and I would get it.
All right, I'll pull that out. All right, here is from the millennial card.
Okay.
What was the name of the viral book movie series about teenage vampires?
Twilight.
Twilight.
Yep.
Yay. Yeah, I love Twilight, the books. Man, those books.
Holly's gonna know this one. Pony was the debut single by what R&B artist?
Genuine.
Yeah, I can only play like 2 seconds.
Yeah, that.
Let's see what's another one on this card. No, we're not gonna read that one. That one's just sad.
Oh.
It was like Columbine.
Oh God.
Like I'm not gonna read that.
Good Lord.
All right, Holly, you want to do the boomer?
Yeah, ask me. I might not know, but I feel like I'm pretty good at knowing random trivia from all generations.
Oh, this show hosted by Dick Clark ran for many years, highlighting popular songs and dances.
Oh,
American Bandstand.
American Bandstand. Yeah.
Hey,
Good on you,
let's see if I was
Miguel.
right.
Look
Yeah,
at
look
you.
at that.
You clicked a
See?
yes before check
Okay.
it.
I knew that one. Let's see. We'll go to a different card for the.
If you know
viewers.
what you shouted out, that's fine.
Let's see here. Name the comedy duo, one a debonair singer and the other a slapstick comedian who made 16 films together.
Sonny and Cher.
Was
idea.
Burt Reynolds one of them?
All right, Burt Reynolds and whom? Holly, what's your? We'll see. We'll put your guesses together.
Was it? Wait a second.
I know he was
No.
married to Dolly Parton, wasn't he?
Who this?
Burt Reynolds?
No, I don't think so.
No, you're right.
Kenny
She's-
Rogers? I think she was. No, she did Island of Mystery with Kenny Rogers. I don't know. It's
All
gonna
right.
drive me nuts. Though.
Let's see if Kelvin was right. Oh no, we were so off. Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
Oh, we going that
Oh,
far back?
yeah.
I don't know nothing. I suck at trivia.
Let's see here. What rock band had hits with Bad Moon Rising and Proud Mary?
CCR. Creedence Clearwater Revival.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Come on, Boomer.
I know. I know. Get off my lawn.
All right, let's go back to the Gen Z and see if Kelvin can get one of these.
I wish I my mouth. I would shut up.
I don't know nothing about birth and no babies. No nothing.
That's a boomer movie if I ever heard one.
Yeah.
So good.
Angelina Jolie looked so scary in her costume for this movie that kids visiting the set would scream and cry when they saw her.
Oh, Maleficent.
That's correct.
Yay.
All right. This console attracted young and old alike with casual fitness and sports games, along with its nunchuck style controllers.
Nintendo Wii.
Yes.
All right.
I did love the Wii. I was all in on the Wii. I loved it.
In 2009, what digital currency was invented allowing direct transactions between users without oversight by a financial institution?
Bitcoin.
Venmo?
Okay, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin?
Look at that. In 2009?
9? I
Mhm.
didn't know that was a wow.
All right.
I still don't understand.
Girl, neither do I. I don't think anybody really does except for my brother-in-law. What did the phrase secure the bag mean?
Collect your check, your paycheck.
Get money any way
Get money.
possible. All right. You are truly
Go ahead, Gen Z.
Gen Zer. All right. Let's go back to the millennials. Oops. I just saw the answer, so I'll get that one. I'll move that one away. Questions. All right. When Lloyd Christmas said, Harry, I took care of it, to what was he referring?
Oh,
I don't know this one.
yeah, it's from Dumb and Dumber. So,
Mm.
except I don't remember what part of the movie. Like, it could have been. I feel like it could have been any part of this movie. Was it about the briefcase or
Nope.
the bird, the dead bird?
He taped Petey the bird's head back on.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
only thing I remember from Dumb and Dumber is, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
How many of us thought that movie was so hysterical? And like now, if I watch it, I'd be like, God, this is annoying as hell.
But see, even then, I was an old soul because I never liked it except for that one part. That
Yeah.
one part, because I like sounds. And so
Yeah.
then my mom would be like, if you don't stop
Yeah.
making that damn sounds.
My mom was not a fan of Jim Carrey. Never.
Mhm.
No.
Here's a sports question for Holly.
Oh,
Just for Holly. I'm
just Holly's
gonna
in the
step
game.
out.
Okay.
How many consecutive Super Bowl games did the Buffalo Bills lose in the 1990s?
Wait, what is the question?
How many consecutive Super Bowl games did the Buffalo Bills lose in the 1990s?
Honestly, I didn't know there was a time when the Bills were good. So clearly, I am not the one to ask
0.
this question. I don't know.
Oh, wow. This is really sad. 4.
Oh, they were in
Damn.
4 back-to-back Super Bowls and lost?
Yikes. I think, wait, when Whitney
Dang.
did the Super Bowl, the national anthem in Tampa, wasn't the Buffalo Bills playing that game, I think?
I don't know. I don't
Wow.
know. Clearly, I did not pay attention to the teams in
Mm-mm-mm.
this. Well, I mean, I was in Cleveland, so clearly the Browns weren't in the Super Bowl. So I don't know who was playing. I would just listen. I would just watch the performer and look at the commercials. I don't know.
All right, let's go back to the Gen X questions. All
Yeah.
right. What movie, often credited with having the last word on Gen Xers, had 4 friends dancing to My Sharona inside a gas station?
Ooh, I don't think I know this one.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
That
No.
is not a Gen
No.
X movie.
That is a
was-
millennial movie.
came out in like 2006. I don't know.
Who dances in a gas station?
Reality Bites.
Oh, I've never seen it. And I bet I would be shamed by my Gen X friends. I have never seen that one.
What came down in 1989, signaling the defrosting of the Cold War?
The Berlin Wall.
Yes.
I know that because my brother was born that same month. And like when we were making like a scrapbookers, my mom was doing something. It was like a noteworthy event. My mom was like, Patrick was born when the Berlin Wall was coming down. Look at us. We're going towards freedom or whatever. I don't remember.
I just remember in 2000, every sort of here's what's happened in the past 50 years of American life that have the one clip of Ronald Reagan going, Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
Yep. That was 1989.
Have you heard that, Calvin?
I've never heard that in my life.
Oh.
Do you know what the Berlin Wall was?
Why are you asking me?
I'm wondering.
No.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck off.
I'm gonna run you through history real quick.
Fuck off.
Yeah, no.
Bitch.
Sometimes it's like it's a little overwhelming and disappointing that like so many people don't know so many things, and it's too much like knowledge
too
that I have in my head
much.
to like implant in my kid. Like I'm like, how am I supposed to teach you all this?
Literally.
I wish I could just osmosis or like touch her and be like, here's some knowledge for you.
Here's all the things. Maybe we should in high school. You start having her watch all those. I love the 90s or the stuff.
I might. I love those ones.
All right. On
I
general,
really love this game.
right? It's so fun. This is the Gen X question. On General Hospital in 1981,
Oh God.
whose wedding became the highest rated program in daytime TV history? Oof. I know this one because I was a soap opera fan.
Go. You do. What is it?
Luke and Laura.
Oh.
Yep.
I feel like I've heard that.
I've literally never watched General Hospital. Don't know anything about Luke and Laura, but I know my mom would still talk about that when I was conscious enough to remember it. So
Mhm.
this had to be the early mid 90s. And this happened in 1981. Like it was that impactful on TV back then.
Damn.
Let's
Decade
see.
later.
We'll do a Gen Z question.
I'll get Kelvin some points on the board.
All right.
I just want to play.
What musical sensation topped the charts in 2013 with the song Wrecking Ball?
Miley. Cyrus. That's easy.
All
Those are
right.
so easy.
Oh, it's too easy?
Uh-huh.
What movie chronicled Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s campaign to secure equal voting rights via an epic march in 1965?
What?
What?
Sorry, our W2s came out. So I'm
Pay
like,
attention! You're not looking at me.
Yeah, man, I got mine in the mail yesterday. What are you doing?
What movie chronicled Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s campaign to secure equal voting rights via an epic march in 1965? Bitch, I saw you look at the comments.
no, I didn't. Period.
Laura Top Life, I see you helping him over here.
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Mhm. All right, hold on. Let's get you one more for the Gen Z. This technology brought by Microsoft for $8.5 billion in 2011 thrilled long-distance grandparents. This technology, bought by Microsoft for $8.5 billion in 2011, thrilled long-distance grandparents.
It's not email because that's
Was-
2011. So
Was it FaceTime?
was it webcam calls? 2011. Picture message? No.
Laura Top Life got it right. Skype.
Oh,
Skype.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we were there.
Let's
The
see.
technology is.
Yeah.
What British artist is known for his graffiti works and pranks, notably when Girl with Balloon began to shred shortly after being bought for £1 million?
Banksy?
Banksy.
That's correct. I have no clue what any of that means.
No,
That was a thing.
I don't know a lot. I just know of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of that before.
That was a thing.
Remember Balloon Boy back in the day?
I just thought about Balloon Boy, and the reason being is because we were listening a lot to the Fall Out Boy update to We Didn't Start the Fire, and they say Balloon Boy in there, and Maya was trying to learn all the words, and she's like, "What's Balloon Boy?" I'm like, "Well, never thought I'd get to tell this story. Settle in."
That was a crazy.
It was insane.
Oh my
And
gosh.
as I was telling her, I didn't remember specific details, but I was just basically, but like, long story short, he wasn't into balloons. He was like, okay.
That's sort of like this documentary we just started watching last night called American Horror or American. It's on Netflix. They just released it this week, where basically this guy calls the police in California, is like, someone kidnapped my girlfriend and tied me up. And then like 3 days later, the girl just like walks into her parents' house and was like, I have been kidnapped, but I don't know. But like the way the guy described it, it's American Nightmare, but it's like a movie. The way he describes it, it is nuts. We just finished. We got through half of the second episode.
Mhm.
It is wild. It's not a scary documentary, but it's just like, who gets into these sort of things? Like, how do you find yourselves in these situations?
I
Super
don't
fascinating.
know. That's so fascinating.
All right, so this is back to boomers. Besides Gilligan and the skipper, name the 5 passengers on the TV show Gilligan's Island.
Okay, so there's Gilligan and the skipper. Then
Mhm.
there's Mr. and Mrs. Howell,
Mm-hmm.
Ginger,
Mhm.
and Marianne. And maybe there's one.
There's
The
one more.
professor. The professor.
Look at you, Holly.
Wait, where do you store this? And for what?
That's a great question because I can't remember actual details of my own fucking life.
If I said, Holly, what did we do on the show last Thursday at 8:25?
I couldn't. If my life was in danger, I couldn't. But I just named you the cast. I could sing you the whole damn song too. No. Yeah. So anyway, I used to watch Gilligan's Island sometimes.
Let's see here. Who famously encouraged the counterculture movement with the phrase, turn on, tune in, drop out? Kelvin?
Girl, I got nothing. There is nothing in this pretty little head.
I've
I
never
don't
heard this
know.
before.
I don't know.
Timothy Leary.
I don't know.
I also
don't,
still don't know.
I don't know her.
Don't know who that is.
No.
Let's see. What cards do... Oh, let's do another millennial one. Man, I'm going to take this one home. This is fun.
I know. That's a good one.
Which Tanner daughter exclaimed, how rude, in every episode?
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Obviously. Yeah, Stephanie. Yeah.
Stephanie Tanner.
We have watched all of Full House and all of Fuller House.
Oh,
I think twice now.
okay.
In my home. My
That's a great
daughter
show.
really into Full House. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, this one is just traumatizing. Actually, Kelvin, you might know this one. What
You knew Stephanie Tanner.
What 5-year-old boy became a catalyst on immigration policy with a standoff between the U.S. and Cuba in 2000?
I don't fucking know.
You did not put
I'm
that
not
on
even
Kelvin.
fucking Cuban, so how the fuck would I know?
It happened in Miami.
I don't
It did.
care.
It did.
Elian Gonzalez.
Elian Gonzalez.
I don't know her.
You've never heard that name? Oh
I've
my God,
never
that
heard that
was
name.
That was-
crazy.
You have to
It was
understand.
An international affair.
You have to understand. My parents putting them on blast. They were like not very big fans of Cuban people because they just overtook so much of South Florida. So
Maybe they wanted to shove alien. They were like, get this kid out of here.
Yeah, anything Cuban. I didn't have Cuban food until I got to college. So
Oh my
I'm being
god,
oh, and actually no, that's actually factual.
that is nuts.
Yeah.
Like I just saw something recently where he's like a grown ass man, and I
He
was like,
he's like an ambassador or
yes.
something.
I was like, I remember watching that news coverage over and over and over again back in the day.
That was the year I graduated high school. So when I was putting together my senior scrapbook, that was like a headline that I had to include.
What year was that?
2000.
Oh,
And then
I was 7.
United States Attorney General Janet Reno. Remember her?
Remember
Will
when
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell would play Janet Reno on SNL?
It was so unfortunate.
It was funny though. That was a golden era of SNL for me anyway.
Here's another millennial question. Nelly was the first breakout artist from this Missouri hip hop group. I don't know this.
Was it the Saint Lunatics?
By God, Holly.
Yes.
Holly,
Take this.
what did we do
girl
on the show yesterday at
to
6:40?
trivia.
I mean,
It was yesterday.
yesterday was
Don't look at that paper.
I don't
see
have
you
the
look at
paper
that.
anywhere. I don't have it up. I don't know. It was probably like a quick story that we got calls on.
Got it.
Oh, you mean every segment we did?
No, it
Every
wasn't
6:40
long.
break.
It was
Yes,
long. It was quick. It was
was
quick.
quick.
It was real quick. Yeah.
What was it? Do you know?
And I don't know.
No, it was about the what people have told you couldn't do, but you accomplished it. Wasn't that
Ah.
yesterday?
Oh, yes,
when did you
called
let your
All of
haters be
Yesterday
your
was
motivators?
Yes.
A really
That's right.
inspirational show.
I
don't know. I know a lot. Y'all, this is the problem. I know a lot of stuff. None of it matters.
Ooh, I know this one. FUBU was the brand name of the massively popular baggy jeans in the late 90s and early 2000s. What does FUBU mean?
Oh,
Anybody want to take this? I know it.
I don't know.
say it.
For us, by us.
I thought
Let's
it was
see if
like
yep.
for everyone about. I was like, what am I? I don't know what it is, but yeah.
I remember being in high school, like some like white people would try to wear it, and all the black kids would be like, we can't have this. It literally says for us, by us.
See, that's how like some like really horrible white people were about Jinko jeans. They're like, why are black
Mm.
people wearing Jinko jeans? Like it was like
Mm.
we were having a standoff between FUBU and Jinko, and they were very racially divided.
I was
Mhm.
like, why? I just wanted to wear I wanted to wear my FUBU top with my Jinko jeans. Okay.
They call that perping. You can't be perping. That's perpetrating.
What?
When you're mixing brands, that's what
I've
there
been
was
told
this
that. Yes.
there was this girl that I sat next to in art, and her name was Kim, and I think somebody had on something like a Nike shoes and like a Reebok hat, and she's like, perpetrating. Like it was, you don't cross brands
Perping.
like that.
Wow. I'd never heard that
Mm.
before.
Yeah. And then I didn't have any name brand anything, so I would just sit there and be like, oh my God, like I hope she doesn't say anything about my clothes that are like old.
I'd be like, girl, I got my Old Navy on with
Yes, you couldn't do
with
it.
my
Old
off-brand
Navy and whatever
from
else.
TJ Maxx American Eagle, the outdated stuff from 3 years ago.
I know. It's tough for middle school or high school back then.
All right, we are back to the Gen X.
Okay.
This is sad. Name at least 3 of the 5 Cosby Show kids.
I mean, it's not sad. That was a beloved show.
Just what it became.
So there was Claire was the mom, but then there was
Claire.
Vanessa.
Mm-hmm.
There was Rudy.
Mm-hmm.
There
Claire.
was that's the mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was who was the one that was always giving him so much trouble?
Theo.
There was Theo with the
Mhm.
trouble, and there was one other daughter.
Raven Simone.
That she was rude. No, she wasn't Rudy. She was who was she?
Sandra or Denise?
Sandra.
Yes.
Oh, there was Denise too. I forgot about Denise.
Mhm.
So I feel like Sandra was always like getting into some kind of shenanigans.
Oh, well, I know this one. We're all gonna know this one. Clock strikes upon the hour, and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. Name the song.
I want to dance with somebody.
Yes! I have belted that out at many a club nights, or just sat
I don't
quietly
know.
crying, listening to it with drunk as well. If someone
Top
told
Life was right. It might have been Denise that was having all the trouble in the family. Anyway, sorry.
If someone told you to kick rocks, what did they want you to do?
Leave.
Out of here.
Go away.
Get out.
All right. And we're going to do one boomer and then one Gen Z and then we're done.
Okay.
Let's see. If you were thought to be, and this is for the boomer, if you were thought to be conspiring with someone, you might be said to be. If you were thought to be conspiring with someone, you might be said to be.
Thick as thieves? No.
There's a word for it. Fuck.
It starts with a C. In blank.
Cognito. No.
C in blank?
Like I-N space, and then the beginning of the word is C.
Mhm.
Incognito?
Nope.
No, wait,
No,
I'm
it's,
confused. In
Rachel got it right. In
Oh.
cahoots.
In
Oh,
cahoots.
in cahoots.
Damn it.
Cahoots.
Yes. I didn't know that was a boomer term.
I didn't either, actually.
All right. And for our last question, Gen Z. This is a perfect way to go out. On which social media platform did the dancing hot dog begin? The downfall
Dancing
of
hot
society.
dog?
Sorry, what dancing hot dog?
How did you just blow?
Yes, I'm laughing a lot. I'm
Dancing
laughing.
hot
Not
dog.
today.
Was it Vine? YouTube?
I don't even know about a dancing hot dog.
Yeah, me either.
I'm too old for this.
I don't know either. Apparently, it was Snapchat.
Oh, I guess it was a filter, but that's a filter.
Oh, maybe it was a filter.
Here we go. This is a Gen Z question. If you were, quote, at the club RN, what did RN mean?
Right now.
Right now.
Yes, there we go. Woo! Well, thank you to Spin
Man.
Master Games.
Love me some trivia.
Go out, get this game, Mind the Gap,
Mm-hmm.
a trivia game for the generations Boomers, Gen X, Millennial, Gen Z, and stick around to the end of this for you watching. You'll have to listen to this to find out how you can win this game for free.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it after the outro, but you'll have to listen to it. All right, producer Kelvin, how can people follow along with you this weekend?
Two things. For more information about these games, you can go to spinmastergames.com. And then two, before I give you my social media, Holly, can you teach us how to eat the popcorn out of the bag just one more time?
Yes. I would
Yeah.
love to.
Wait, hold on. Can you reference? What happened
Yeah.
this
I'm
morning?
going to quickly break down what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. Someone's going to a movie. They're talking about getting a popcorn.
Yeah.
I said, oh, well, this is how you eat the popcorn. So you get the popcorn and you don't want to use your hands to eat popcorn because then they get greasy and salty and buttery
Yeah.
and that's gross. Now, you cannot do this unless you're with someone that you're like is your beloved.
Right.
All right. I'm not doing this with my friend.
Right.
Doing it only with my fiance. You get the bag of popcorn. That's a
Mhm.
little bit. The popcorn's filled a little bit to over the top, and you just go, and like 5 or 6 popcorns, get on your tongue, and then you eat them. You don't lick the popcorn,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you scoop it with your tongue? Like, do you?
No, you don't have to scoop it. You don't have to scoop it.
You just.
It's so easy. No, don't make it dirty.
Wait, what did you just do, Kelvin?
I'd like if you like
Kelvin,
shovel your face in the popcorn.
You
thing.
can't do that. You'll disrupt the kernels.
Got it.
All you do is a quick stick. You go, and then you eat the popcorn.
Kelvin, how do you do it?
Calvin's trying to make this nasty.
Quite the same. I mean, yeah, I guess I would just grab it by its handles.
Are you talking about popcorn right now?
I've been talking about popcorn since
You
the
be
morning.
saying talking about
Mhm.
popcorn.
And like Holly said, mouth open, tongue out,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
Uh.
then you go.
No, you don't. You're
Oh.
a liar.
Get me out of this damn studio. I'm done. I am so done right now.
Don't you dare make popcorn eating dirty.
All right. Are you done? Anything else, Kelvin, on your list?
At Kelvin Live, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram.
Holly, how can people find you and see you licking popcorn on your social media?
I will even do it. Anyway, it's Radio Holly. And if I go to the movies at any point, I will be eating popcorn like that. Thank you very much.
All right. You can find me everywhere at Miguel Fuller on TikTok, Instagram, Be Real. And if you're on Peloton, hit me up on there at Miguel Fuller. Stick around to find out how you can win Mind the Gap.